Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to Beauty Talk with Nadia. This is actually going to be a tag. I keep seeing this tag going around YouTube and I figured let me go ahead and do it. No, I wasn't tagged for it, but it's fun, so I'm going to do it anyway. This is actually called the Perfect Palette Tag, and I am like a palette hoarder and I have so many palettes, and I figured this would be the perfect way to actually share some of the palettes I have with you guys while doing actually something fun, which would be the tag. Anyway, let me get started. Some of these I have more than one palette. I have two only for a couple, but I just could not show you guys one. And honestly guys, if you haven't done this tag and you do videos or anything like that, do it. It's actually really hard if you have a lot of palettes. It's hard to actually answer these questions and put these palettes together because it just is. You'll see what I'm talking about when you actually do it. It's not that easy. Anyway, the first question is my palette that has the best packaging. And I actually have two palettes for this question. And the first palette is my Urban Decay Smoked palette. And the reason why I love the packaging on this baby is this zipper. Yes, I literally still have this on because I just take care of my palettes like that. But this zipper, which is actually a pretty decent zipper, this zipper is like heavy duty stuff, actually is a great way to close a palette. Like, I don't have any other palette that is like this. That most palettes that I have, they have the cardboard and they have the magnet, and they just literally, just flip over and clasp over, and that's it. And that is how they close. And I actually love how you actually have the zipper on this one, so I feel like it's more secure in there. And also the outside is very hard. Listen, like, it's really hard, so I feel like my eyeshadows are really protected in there. That is my big thing about packaging, is actually, the outside, of course, how it looks and what protects it, and I just love it. It's also very sleek and it's black, so I like this one for packaging. I also love the Naked 2 palette for packaging, also because it's hard. It has like this tin material, way different from the Naked one, and also this is why I love it. Like, you actually, like, it shuts and you can hear the clicking of it, and just that sound is like music to my ears because I want to protect my eyeshadow. So I love the packaging on this. Also, I love the color. I just love the sleekness of it, like the way they wrote it and just the color of this palette. I don't know, it's just beautiful. I love the packaging on those two palettes. The second question is the palette with the best color payoff. I have two examples for you as well. Here I have a high-end and a more drugstore end for you. I'll show you the drugstore eyeshadows that I'm loving the color payoff. That would be the Wet n Wild ones. If you guys are not familiar with Wet n Wild eyeshadows, you need to go pick these up. For the price tag, it is incredible. Like, I will show you. This is the Blue Had Me at Hello palette. It looks like this. It has beautiful blue colors. This color right here, this teal, which is actually my favorite, I'm lightly tapping it, and check that out. Like, literally the colors are just insane. Like, it's awesome, and it barely has any fallout. So for drugstore, this is great. For more high-end, I am in love with the Lorac eyeshadows. Let me be honest with you. Any Lorac palette is like awesome. Like, I have the Lorac Pro to Go, the regular Lorac Pro, and I have the Lorac Unzipped. If you guys are not familiar with this palette, let me fold it over. It's more like rose gold colors, and I love them. Like, this on my skin complexion, off the chain. But besides that, the color payoff is incredible. They are super buttery. To me, they are up there with Urban Decay because Urban Decay is like incredible. So I definitely love the color payoff of that Lorac Unzipped palette. Question number 3 is my palette that is the most versatile, and that has to be one of my palettes that is also the most expensive, because it is that versatile because it has so many things in it. And that is the Smashbox Photo Op Mega Palette. I don't think they make this anymore. I bought this over a year ago, maybe almost 2 years ago or something like that, on QVC, and it was pretty expensive. I want to say it was about $100, but it's literally worth every penny. I know Smashbox is coming out with these palettes that sort of look like this also, that have a lot of stuff inside, so it's kind of the same concept, but I think this was like their first one, and it has like the most things. Let me flip these things over because they will blind you. But literally the palette looks just like this. All of this on this side is eyeshadows. All of this on this side is eyeshadows. Can't even tell you how many they are because I didn't even count them. And in the middle here, these are lip glosses. These are highlighters. These are blushes. This is for your eyebrows. And this is eyeliner. Like literally, and I love how it just folds over. Like literally floop, floop, and you're ready to go. Like this baby is badass. Like honestly, this is all you would need. You could get the most subtle look to the most dramatic look. If you want a green, there's probably like 3, 4, 5, 6 different kinds of greens in here. Matte, shimmery. I mean, anything you could ask for is in this baby. So hence, it's the most versatile for me. Question number 4 would be my palette that is the best for traveling, and it's a newer palette that I have, but it would have to be the Lorac Pro To Go. I am in love with this baby. Honestly, I could pack this and be ready to go. If you guys haven't seen this one as well, it has 2 blushes, a bronzer, which is perfect. It's kind of like almost everything I need for my face besides my foundation and a little highlighter. And the eyeshadows are up top. There are 6 colors, but honestly, if I'm traveling, when I do travel, I stick to more neutrals. I mean, honestly, guys, 9 times out of 10 when I'm traveling, I have my kids with me, I'm doing fun vacations, or I'm in the water, or whatever it may be, and I'm just putting makeup on to go have dinner, or to go see a show, so I'm not busting out with blue, green, purple eyeshadow. I'm just, you know, it's been a long day, whatever. I'm relaxing, I'm doing minimal makeup, so this is actually perfect that they're more neutral shades. And what I love about it too is I have matte across the bottom and I have shimmer across the top. So I could kind of, you know, I have the best of both worlds here. So this is actually the best thing for traveling. It is not that thin. As you can see, it's pretty thick, but I mean, I don't really mind it that much. I put it in my bag and it's still smaller than carrying blush on top of that and my bulky bronzer or whatever. It's all in here, so can't beat it. Question number 5 are my biggest regrets. I don't want to say that I really regret any kind of palette, but I have moved on from these palettes, and since I purchased so many of them, I kind of regret that I have them now, and I kind of don't want to get rid of them, so I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. But I'm referring to the 120 palettes. There's so many of these. There's like 1 through 4, and then there's other ones like BH Cosmetics makes this specific one that I have is Sedona Lace. They sell them on eBay. If you guys are not familiar with these kind, they have 2 layers of any kind of color eyeshadow that you want. They'll sell one of these palettes in all neutrals. They'll sell one with all mattes. They'll sell one with all shimmer. They'll sell one with a variety of everything. Literally, I own like 3 of these things, and I do not gravitate towards it at all because I feel like since these were the first palettes that I got, I thought this was all I would ever need, so I kind of bought them. But as I've bought more eyeshadows, palettes, and stuff like that, I've kind of gravitated to, you know, more higher end ones, or I found way better quality in a lot of them. So kind of my biggest regret for now, like I said, only because I do have so many of them as well. Question number 6 is the palette with the best color names, and I'm gonna have to go with The Bomb. This is the Bomb Nude Tude palette. My most recent video, one of my most recent videos, I'll link it down below, is a review on this palette. So if you guys are interested in seeing it, I will have it below. And I love the names of these palettes. Like, not only do I not love the palette, but I mean, it's just the names, I love them. Sassy, I have Selfish, Schizo, Silly, Sexy. I love that name for an eyeshadow. I mean, seriously beautiful. Stubborn, Standoffish. Like, I really love the names of the eyeshadows in this palette. So I would have to give it to the Nude Tude palette. Hands down, best names of any other palettes that I've ever owned. Question number 7 is my least used palette. And I know this is going to be a shocker because I love Urban Decay. That's one of my favorite eyeshadow brands ever. But I feel like I just do not use the 50, was it 55? It's some anniversary. Does it say it? I think it was their 55th anniversary palette. It looks like this. It came in a nice like velvet case also. And the eyeshadows look like this. I feel like I just don't gravitate towards it as much because Honestly, guys, there's no explanation. I mean, if you guys could see on here, it's full of dust. Like, it just sits there and it collects dust. I don't use it. I really don't like this pink that much. These pinks that are up here. I feel like these colors together, they all don't go, you know, that well together. I don't think the eyeshadows are horrible by any means, but I don't think this is their best palette. I mean, I have so many palettes by them, and I feel like this one is my least favorite from them. So, and it wasn't cheap, and I was probably like one of the first ones buying it because I was like, oh my god, their anniversary palette, and I kind of feel like I shouldn't have. So it's kind of a regret too, but it is my least used because I'm kind of glad that I have it. I don't know, it's hard to explain. You see why this tag is so hard? It's just hard to explain. And the last question is my most loved, most used kind of palette that I would take with me if I was on a desert island. First of all, if I was on a desert island, I wouldn't have a palette with me. But anyway, so I'm going to ignore that part of the question. But my most loved, most used palette would have to be my Too Faced Natural Eye Palette. I gravitate towards this palette so much. It's insane. Like, I just love everything about it. Like, it's kind of like all these questions of, you know, best color payoff, best everything just in one. Like, it's awesome. Like, I love it. I'm not crazy about this color right here. I feel like it's a little too glittery. No, not that one. This one at the bottom. It's way too chunky glittery, so you won't see any kind of marks in that one. But it doesn't look like I've used it a whole lot, but literally, guys, I've used this baby like more than any of my other palettes, especially this brown right here, which is called Velvet Revolver. I could use this for literally everything. These colors are beautiful. This brown, I mean, I just can't describe it. If I'm like on the go really fast, don't know what to put on, and I use this palette, I still look good. Like, people will still compliment me, and I'm like, really? I did my makeup in like 2 seconds. But that's because the eyeshadows in here are just incredible. This is an older packet. You could tell that it's kind of bulky. I know the newer ones literally look just like this. It's just that the palette is thinner because I believe here there's a drawer here that the other ones don't have, or I don't know. Don't quote me because this is the only Too Faced palette that I own like this. I know there's a whole bunch of them, but honestly, I love this baby. This is me. Like, if they told me grab one, be practical, like grab one that you know that you will use again over and over and over again, I would have to use this. I know it doesn't seem that exciting, but I'm honest. I mean, I'm being honest with you guys. This is what I would grab because this is what I gravitate towards the most. Anyway, guys, all these questions, I will link them down below. If you want to do this video, I say do it. See how hard it is if you really have a lot of palettes. I'm tagging you on this. Go ahead if you have any questions about any of these palettes, link them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. And anyway, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I'm coming, babies. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and as always, take care.